What's up, y'all? I'm out here on the range, as you can see back behind me, under some really nice blue skies. A little bit chilly out here, but as long as that sun stays out keeping it warm, it's a fantastic day to do some jelly testing. I've already gotten a couple of them done, and this one right here should be another interesting 10 mil test. So of course, the jelly contraption's out here ready to roll with the chronos and 2 blocks of gel. Now I've done a couple of tests in this far block. I got you flipped around, so this front one, believe it or not, we didn't even have anything sneak in, so it's completely nice and clear. Of course, we are working with the clothing barrier here. Now I'm gonna use the heavy clothing barrier, which is a layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And since I'm just testing one type of ammo, I'll probably swap that up with just a t-shirt for the second round. And what we're checking out for this one is kind of a follow-up to another Underwood 10 mil test I did not long ago that caused a little bit of drama. This is their 10 mil item 243. This is their 180 grain XTP load. 1300 FPS is what this one is saying. The one I tested before, I can't remember the item number, but it was their other 180 grain. And you know, I should have known better. I should have known that Underwood was playing the whole 10 millimeter light game like everybody else these days, and made one real 10 mil load and the rest of them was just called 10 mil. But that stuff was terrible. I don't care who don't like it and who does like it. That other 180 I tested was just absolutely terrible, and it's pitiful to even call that stuff 10 mil. So I had quite a few comments on that video to why didn't I get the XTP 180s? Well, fine, I went and got the XTP 180s. Again, 1300 feet per second. Already, you know, I can already match that with the buffalo bore out of this Glock 20, and I can promise you this right here was out of a 5-inch barrel. There's no doubt in my mind, so I don't expect to see this 1300. Hopefully we are well up into the 1200s at least through this Glock 20. But as you can see there, nice nickel plated case with the XTP projectile. And like I just mentioned, the tool we're using is the same one I use for every single one of these 10 mil tests. It's my Gen 4 Glock 20. I can get a great performance out of this from buffalo bore, so there's absolutely no excuse for any of the rest of them, just besides the obvious that I've already talked about in all of my videos. And y'all know 10 mil always gets me worked up anyway, just because I hold it to such a high standard, and I just hate that it's watered down so bad lately. But this test right here has got me even more worked up, because I'll just tell you right now, that last Underwood test I did, I didn't personally hear anything from them, and this is just secondhand information that I'm getting, but I had somebody tell me that they seen a comment from them somewhere, or got a reply in an email to them, some kind of correspondence from them about my test in particular, the other 180 test, about how they tested it themselves through the same exact Glock and the same exact lab radar and got different results. So they don't know what's going on, but it wasn't correct. So let me tell you something right now. You can make all the excuses, whether you're a manufacturer, whether you're a consumer. You can make all the excuses you want to use, and let's do this right here. Let's assume that everything I got out here is completely incorrect. Well, this right here would be incorrect. That other 180 would be incorrect, but so would the buffalo bore and everything else. So if you telling me that was incorrect, then so is everything else I've tested. And guess what? Even being both of them, all of it incorrect, it was still better than that terrible, crappy 180 grain Underwood that I tested. But anyway, I can tell y'all all right now, if you got any doubts, there ain't nothing wrong with this equipment. There ain't nothing different about the way I test any of this ammo. Now, can equipment have malfunctions every now and then? Of course, none of this stuff is absolutely perfect, and none of it's under absolute scientific conditions. But if you want to sit here and blame the equipment for making your stuff look worse than somebody else's, just keep in mind that it was the same equipment that made their stuff look better. So all that being said, let me go over here and take a breath, and I'll get this stuff set up and let's see what they can do. All right, let's see what this stuff's moving, y'all. I'm gonna do a 5-round average on it. Now, if you're not familiar with my lab radar here, you're gonna get multiple velocity readings off this thing. Your large number is gonna be your muzzle velocity, and then 5 across the bottom. One of them is set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here at 10 feet. And then you've got 10, 15, 25, and 50. So we'll see what we're moving with this. The 50 is interesting on 10 mil because I've explained that in the past. It's kind of one of the ways the original 10 mil formula was kind of made. But let's see what we get from this stuff, y'all. Remember, the box is saying 1300. I do not expect to see that. I'm just used to not seeing it. See, that right there even feels light. 1250, it felt lighter than that, honestly. 1242, 1243, 1240. And 1236, so it's right up there. I have to give them credit. It felt light to me. Maybe I'm just getting so used to everything lately that everything feels light. So that right there is respectable speeds. It's not what I want to see, because y'all know I judge every single 10 mil round. You can call it not fair. You can call it, you know, expecting way too much. You can call it whatever you want. But if I can get it from one round, there's no excuse for not getting it from another round. So anyway, this right here ain't as terrible as I was thinking it was going to be. Let's check out the average. All right, so our 5-round average on that was 1242. We had a high of 1250, a low of 1236. So that gave us an extreme spread of 15 and a standard deviation of 5.4. So really nice, consistent stuff here. As far as the velocity on this, I mean, it's what I expect. It's what I expect from some of the better, not best 10 mils, if that makes sense. So this is on the better end of the 180 I've tested. I'll give credit where it's due. But so anyway, as usual, this doesn't quite live up to exactly what I expect from 10 mil out of my Glock 20, but it probably does hit that 1300 out of a 5-inch. All that being said, I have no doubt it's going to do a great job in the gel. So let's get this stuff set up and let's see what it does. All right, y'all, it's the other 180 jelly time. We'll put 2 rounds down here into the gel. First one through the heavy clothing barrier, then I'll swap it to t-shirt only. I don't think the difference in clothing is gonna make one single bit of difference, but we'll do it anyway just to run a couple rounds. So let's see what we get here, y'all. All right, I think that might have curved and came out the side on me. I can't really tell. Let me go see what I got. All right, y'all, false alarm on that again. It stayed in plenty good. It's gel just so doggone clear. The reflection is tricking me. It looks like it's coming out the side, but I can just see in it so easy. No surprise down there though. Very, very nice performance from that thing. Absolutely perfect looking performance from what I can tell. So let's try this one here just through the t-shirt. I think it's gonna be basically identical. All right, that should be another good one. Let's go down there and check this stuff out. All right, y'all, let's check out what we got down here. This is some absolutely fantastic performance right here. Really, I'm gonna have a hard time complaining about this in any way, not just performance, not just velocity, because looking back at the numbers on this, even that last round, that was 1,259 feet per second at 3 yards right here. So that's pretty impressive velocity. I will have to say now, is it exactly up to that buffalo bore speed? No, it's definitely not, because I was in the 1300s, low 1300s, with that buffalo bore. However, looking back at the performance of that buffalo bore again on a couple other videos, this is not far off at all. This, I would say, is probably the second best 10 mil that I've tested in my personal opinion. But anyway, as far as these two, the one on the bottom, that was through the heavy clothing. Absolutely fantastic performance right here. Very nice disruption. Obviously cared nothing about the cloth. Kept on trucking through this first block. I might see a couple little wispies of a little bit of fragmentation, but not much to speak of at all the way through the first block, and just barely touches the front of that second block. So a full 16 inches of penetration, and that looks like some very, very nice expansion. And then on the top, basically more of the same. Again, comes in here, fantastic disruption and energy dump right there. Now this one did fragment quite a bit for whatever reason. You got several fragments there. Maybe once I pull this one could be clogged with some of the cloth and kept it from breaking up like this one did. So maybe that clothing barrier, just taking a few layers off, did make enough difference to cause more fragmentation. But in any case, again, a full pass through this first block, and you got some little bit of wispies there touching the very front of that second block. So 16 inches of penetration on both of these, and again, very, very nice expansion. So as far as the penetration, absolutely no need to measure. I just wanted to make sure it didn't poke in here. So yeah, both of them are at exactly 16 inches of penetration. And here's your close-up look again on the bottom, heavy clothing, top t-shirt only. Very, very nice disruption. Really nice energy dump from both of those. But as you can see, the one on the top, for whatever reason, you got a lot more fragmentation, whereas the one on the bottom, I don't see any, just maybe a couple little tiny crumbs, but quite a bit on the one from the top through the t-shirt only. And then there's your projectiles. Both of them look really, really nicely expanded. All right, y'all, let's check out these projectiles. So this one right here was through the heavy clothing. This one was t-shirt only. Definitely much more difference than I thought there was going to be at the start of this. As you can see, the one through the t-shirt expanded back more. The pedals are actually past the base there. And as you saw in the gel, it lost a lot more as far as fragmentation. I noticed the speed of it was only about, it was either 20 or 30. It was only 20 or 30 FPS difference, but maybe that little bit of speed pushed it over the threshold. Who knows? Whatever the case, I think both of these still did a very, very nice job. So let's weigh them and see what kind of loss we had. We'll start with this heavy clothing one first. They both started at 180. This one is at 179.8, so little to no loss there. The one from the t-shirt, I expect a whole lot more, and it's down to 148.6, so quite a bit of loss on that one there. And then as far as the sizes, we'll start with the heavy clothing again first. You got 663, 649, and 640. So really, really nice expansion there. And then this one here through the t-shirt only, you got 587, 604, and 586. So again, some nice expansion, just a smaller final size because you actually got more expansion, more peel back, and more fragmentation, losing some of the material. And there you have it, y'all. The other Underwood 180 grain 10 mil, definitely the good one here. I mean, I'm calling straight up a good one and a bad one. This is definitely the good 180 from Underwood. If you want 180 from them, this is the one to get. That other 180, I ain't changing no minds. I ain't taking nothing back. That stuff is pitiful. That other 180 that they load is absolutely pathetic. I was definitely glad to see this one do well because y'all know, if y'all watch my videos, I have absolutely nothing against Underwood. As a matter of fact, I'm a big Underwood fan. I carry their 9mm plus P plus, so there's nothing ever nefarious going on with these tests. I just call it simply like I see it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna call it right there for another 10 mil test. And surprisingly on this one, I think we actually found another one that's pretty good. I don't even need to say it again. Y'all know how I am about this 10 mil. I hold this stuff to a very high standard because I know what it's capable of. I have ammo that's capable of doing what I expect from it. So when something falls short, even a little bit short, then I'm gonna be very, very critical of it. But if there's one thing that can't nobody out there accuse me of, that's being dishonest or trying to make up results here. Listen, I don't care what any ammo manufacturer, any gun manufacturer, or anybody else in this industry thinks about what I say, what my opinion is. I just plainly do not care. I don't have any affiliation with any ammo company. There is no affiliate links that I have for any ammo companies. I don't get paid a single dime with y'all buying any type of ammo of any kind. So I don't care what you buy. When it really gets down to it, I don't care what you buy. I don't care if you agree with my opinion, if you disagree. If you disagree and want some ammo that I call junk, by all means go buy it. But for anybody to insinuate that I'm being dishonest or trying to skew my results one way or the other, that's just a ridiculous bunch of BS. All that being said, this 180 XTP for Loaded by Underwood did a fantastic job in my opinion. It's not exactly as powerful as I'd like it to be because I can get more powerful, but this is so close that this would come down to the situation where how much is that little bit extra performance worth to you? Is a little bit more worth a whole lot more in cost? That's kind of where we're at when you get this close. But let me know down in the comments what y'all think about the performance from it. Any of y'all out there already run this 180 right here? If you don't, after seeing the performance, is this something that you consider picking up? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed the video, as always, reach down and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you got them notifications turned on so you get notified when I upload new stuff. Like I always ask you, if you're doing some shopping, check out the affiliate links in the video description. Anything you buy after going through those links down there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really do appreciate that. Once again, a big thanks to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there for supporting the channel the way y'all do. I've got one more test planned for out here today and I'm losing sunlight fast, so I got to get to it. Y'all stay on the lookout for a whole lot more good stuff, and in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.